It's late, it's loose, and it's officially after hours. Welcome to the Mashup After Hours podcast, where anything can happen.
Hello, welcome to the Mashup After Hours podcast. I'm John. These are the two Claires. Say hello, Claires.
Hello, Claire.
How are we both?
You've got funnier.
How are we? How's it going?
Yeah, good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Episode 7, ladies. What's all that about?
I know. Nearly at double digits.
I know. We're already planning episode 10. We're planning ahead for the season finale of our first series. The feedback's been absolutely tremendous. There's so many people that have enjoyed it, that have discovered us. Now that we've got new life on YouTube as well, that's sort of helped boost a little bit. I mean, getting my head around all these social medias, getting those hashtags, all of that, it is an app. So I can see why now people are classing it as a full-time job.
Yeah, for sure.
It's so time consuming. Like, who's got the time to do this? I mean, looking at the algorithms, for us to be in the algorithm, we've got to go live every day, post 2 videos minimum per day. That's a lot of time to record and edit. And if you've got other plans, you've got to schedule them ahead. And it's such a tedious job. But anyway, here we are, episode 7. What's coming up today, you might be asking on this episode? Well, I can tell you, we have got by far, I think, the most disgusting confession to date. So if you're having your tea, I'd be eating it quickly before we get round to that one. We've got our usual news stories as well, 2 apiece. And this week, it's the two Claires going head to head. And for this one, it's a bit of an audio quiz. So get ready for that one. Again, you might want to eat your tea, though, before we come to the head to head. More will be revealed later on. This week's question of the week: if you could go on holiday anywhere in the world, where would you go? And there's a reason why I'm asking that this week. Because of the events of the last month, I am so ready for a break. Like, I'll go anywhere, literally anywhere. And we've had to actually push our episode 10 planned recording to the week following now, because I've decided we're going away for the weekend just so we can get away. So we're going.
So having a holiday is more important than this
Well,
podcast?
a little bit. I'm desperate, you know. I'm only going to Wales. It's nowhere mega special. It's just a lodge for a few days, just over the weekend, but it's got a hot tub. It might be terrible weather, but I'll tell you what, it's a different 4 walls, and anywhere is better than just being stuck at home at the minute. So yeah, that is the reason why. So have a think about that one, ladies. If you go anywhere in the world on holiday, where would you go? I mean, the world is your oyster. There's no cap on money. It doesn't matter about money. Forget about how much it's going to cost, because this is your only opportunity to go where you want to go. Right. So we have a fight. Who wants to go first?
Claire can go first.
I'll go first.
Go on then. Go on then.
Yeah, so this one is very, very linked to me and what I do and stuff, but I was quite interested to know what your guys' thoughts were. So, a Derby secondary school has changed its uniform policy, meaning pupils no longer have to wear a blazer, shirt and tie. The change at the academy, which comes in force from this September, so it's like later this year, has been adopted in response to a consultation with pupils, staff and parents. As of next academic year, students enrolling in Year 7 will wear a polo shirt, an all-weather jacket with the academy logo, because it's thought that the new uniform will provide students with a more practical, comfortable and versatile clothing. Now, there's been a big debate about this, because people have been going, well, it's not setting them up for getting used to working in offices. It's not setting them up for working life. It's not getting them used to almost like the life skills of tying a tie and wearing those smart clothes. But on the flip side, uniform is one of those really, really weird things that I 100% agree that schools should have uniform, because if you don't, then there's sort of big differences between those who can afford and those who can't afford, and it becomes very painfully obvious. So I do think uniforms are really, really helpful. But would a comfortable uniform be better in terms of, would more people wear it with pride, because there are quite a lot of students that are like, I'm not going to wear a blazer like this, because for females it's not a fitted blazer, it's a standard blazer, and for gents it's a clip-on tie. Well, I'm not going to wear a clip-on tie, so I don't want to wear it. So I wondered what your thoughts were, guys.
And also, when you were saying tying a tie, actually, like you said, they're all clip-ons now. Because I remember when I was at school, you had a big knot here, and it was the biggest knot and the tiny tie and stuff like that. And teachers were like, "You've got a Hollyoaks tie, change it."
Yeah.
And then we had to always have the top button up, done up. Now I hate that on a shirt. Like, I don't like anything tight around my neck, or like anything. Yeah, I just feel like I'm gonna choke or suffocate or something. So actually, I think that would be quite nice.
Yeah.
So for me, when I was at school, they didn't have shirts and blazers. So my school uniform at secondary school was a polo shirt with a jumper, black trousers, and then shoes. But they did introduce the blazer and the shirt as we left, so we sort of skipped that introduction. So for me, I was always comfortable. Obviously, when it got a bit warm, you always took the jumper off, but you still had your white polo shirt on. You know, you could undo the top button, cool down a little bit. Whereas now, I think most schools are shirt, tie, blazer, and we have a bit of a dispute in our house because my girls obviously are at school now and they have to wear the same uniform as that. But you know, it comes summertime when it gets really hot. They have to keep the blazer on at lunchtime and eat with the blazer on, but the teachers are allowed to take theirs off. Now, if the kids are seen to be eating with their blazers off, they'll be penalised for it. How is that making them employable or getting them ready for the real world when, one, the teacher's not wearing a blazer, so what's that teaching them? Well, it's one rule for one, you know. And then, you know, what job do you go where you have to wear your blazer at lunchtime in the red hot weather? You wouldn't, would you?
No.
So
no, and it's something that a colleague of mine said, that like even with ties, when it's in the blazing hot summer, a lot of males don't wear ties because it's red hot. In the winter, they will. They'll put them on, they'll wear them, they'll be in a smart dress. But in the summer, they'll wear a smart shirt, top button undone, maybe a smart like blazer, and then take it off if they get too hot. So it's a bit of an interesting one, because is that setting you up for working life? Or is it just the understanding that there's certain things that you wear in certain places?
And is it making for happier children?
So this is what the argument of the academy. So they say our new uniform is more accessible, more affordable, inclusive, and multi-purpose, and most importantly, reflects what our students want and need from their school experience. And if I'm honest, I think they're absolutely spot on. I do think a lot of students, especially students with sensory needs, will find a lighter polo shirt easier to wear.
Yeah.
And although it might be difficult for some people to understand that there are genuinely students out there, the feel of a heavy blazer or the feel of a shirt can genuinely make them go, I'm not going to school.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, for my school where I would work, or where I do work, I personally would like to see this be put in. I think it would be better. Yeah, it's an interesting way. It's caused quite a big debate.
Yeah.
Because I went to 2 secondary schools. So I went in start of year 9. I moved, and the first one we had polo shirts, and a jumper, and it was really nice and comfortable. You could run around the playground. You didn't mind wearing that to have your lunch, or anything like that. Whereas, and I've noticed this as an adult, that if I have a jacket on, I will always take it off if I'm eating. No matter what the weather is or anything, I'll always take it off because it feels restrictive.
Yeah.
And even as an adult, I'm doing that.
Yeah.
And I just think, why are we? And it's very rare now. I know that people work in offices and stuff, but like, I know some men go in ties, but often it's just shirts, isn't it? Shirts and smart trousers. So not a lot of places are doing ties and blazers and stuff. Like maybe unless you're really like I don't know, a barrister or something. But a lot of people don't have that. And some places have their own uniform.
Mm.
You know, like if you work in a coffee shop or something like that, you have your own uniform. So
Yeah. My argument would be having a uniform at school as well as the making everyone completely even.
yeah,
It is learning to adhere to a dress policy.
Yeah.
Now, that dress policy might change. If
Yeah,
you
yeah.
go
Yeah.
to a fancy event, that dress policy is going to be very different to if you go into the office.
yes,
And surely that's what
Yeah.
we're educating, no?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I personally really, really love this, but I
Yeah.
was just intrigued. What you guys thought? It sounds like we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have kids, but it's so expensive. Uniforms. I don't know how they can be so much money. But
Yeah.
if it means that they're going to be more affordable and comfier, yeah, I think they're going to get more out of the kids.
I think school as a whole is quite expensive for parents now. If you've got more than one kid, you're talking like the food for them to eat at school, if you're paying for school dinners, is nearly the equivalent of a family shop. Like, you know, if they're spending $2.50 a day, say, I don't know, sometimes a little bit more if they have 2 meals a day. And taking in mind, these aren't like, you know, these aren't carveries. These are like very small, petite meals, you know. It costs a lot of money. Then you've got to buy, obviously, all the equipment. If they need pens and whatever else, then obviously if they're like girls and they're always going through tights, that's tights nearly every week you've got to buy.
If you're doing food tech or you're doing cooking, you need ingredients.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's so expensive now to have children go to school and not have to pay for them. But I like the idea of kids uniform. And it'd be interesting to see the statistics on the effects afterwards as it increased. You know, the pupils, as it increased the students, I don't know, not going to say well-being, but it wouldn't affect the well-being as such, but as it made them encouragement to be more comfortable, learn better, as it impacted their education. So it'd be interesting to see the flip side of that.
I think this particular academy, one of the things they said is we anticipate these changes will boost attendance, engagement, and achievement for students across the board.
Yeah.
It would be interesting. I think the attendance is one of the biggest ones. If they're getting people in the building, it's only like putting two and two together, meaning that they're going to get students more engaged just by having them there. But yeah, no, I really like that. I think it's a good thing.
Well, I've got 2 girls at 2 different secondary schools, and one of the things one school doesn't do compared to the other is the one where my eldest one goes, they don't have non-uniform days ever. The one where my youngest one goes now, they do, and people love a non-uniform day.
Yes.
They like to socialise in their own clothes, be comfortable, and I think it's a bit of not a confidence booster, but it almost like morale booster. It allows them to be a bit more free. And encourages them to want to be going to school, and it's a kind of like they see it as a reward, even though they have to pay £1 when they go. It's a bit of a boost, isn't it? But yeah, very interesting that. I like it. Do you think more schools will integrate that into their policies? Do you think they're going to loosen the school uniform across the board a bit more?
Well, it is ridiculous because they are like, right, your tie has to be a certain length, your shirt has to be buttoned up, your blazer has to be this, your skirt has to be like above, just on the knee and stuff. And it's like, but why is this affecting my education?
Yeah.
Like, and I just think have comfier students. I just think it's going to help massively. I honestly do.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There is, like, in terms of skirts and stuff, there is a limit.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, like, part of the reason why a lot of schools have got your skirt has to be knee length is because students roll their skirts up and then they are way too short.
Yes.
Like inappropriately too short.
Yeah.
So in terms of that, I do get. For me personally, I do think more schools will probably take this approach. I know there's some other schools that just have a PE kit and that is their uniform, which I don't agree with, just because in PE, if you've been doing rugby and you've been rolling around on the floor and you're wet, you're muddy, then you have to stay in that.
Yeah.
Or if you've been sweaty, I think it's good to have something different.
But I like the shift into comfy clothes. From what I've spoken to with sort of older colleagues, like John said, it used to be polo shirt and a jumper.
Yeah.
And then everybody shifted to blazer because, we've got to get everyone used to working light. And now I feel like we're shifting back to comfy clothes.
Yeah.
And then I think probably in another 20 years, we'll shift back again and we'll be back in blazers. I just think it's a constant cycle that we go through.
Yeah, I think a lot of schools will be like waiting to see kind of what happens and how they find that the children are and things like that. But I definitely think, I think it's a very good thing. And as Claire said, a lot of children at the minute have like sensory issues and things like that. And if like blazers can be really heavy, even if they haven't got anything in the pockets, they're really heavy. And if that's going to stop them from going to school, and actually if they know they can have comfy clothes, but still a uniform, then absolutely.
You are listening to the Mashup After Hours podcast.
This one actually proves two things. One, the British public are hilarious. And two, council should maybe involve us more in decisions. So brace yourselves.
Oh, no.
So over the last couple of years, several UK councils have let the public and even school kids name their bin lorries. And instead of going sensible, they've turned entire fleets into rolling comedy clubs. Some of the highlights include, and get ready for them, some of these are mega original. So Obi-Wan Binobi is one of them.
Nice.
Binderella, David David Attenborough, let me say it right. Bindiana Jones, Bin Diesel, the Incredible Bulk, and the absolutely elite Rubbishaurus Rex, which means somewhere out there, Obi-Wan Binobi is majestically rolling down the street at 6 a.m. emptying bins like it's saving the galaxy. Meanwhile, back in the real world, our own council bins are still playing that fun game of we didn't empty it because there was one item in there that we cannot empty. Did you know you can't put pizza boxes in your recycling bin?
I did.
Yes, because they've got food
Because they've got grease on them, same as your McDonald's and anything else like that. You can recycle perfectly for weeks, then accidentally put the wrong plastic lid in once, and suddenly the whole bin gets abandoned like it's committed a crime. Honestly, if they're going to refuse to empty it, the least they could do is let Bin Diesel pull up and explain what we did wrong. Still, fair play for the councils that embrace the chaos, proof that even bin lorries can have better personalities than most of us. Now, I don't know about you guys. One, I love the idea of naming bin lorries. It's a bit like an Eddie Stobart kind of situation, but in a more comedic way, I suppose.
They've also done it on the Gritters, haven't they?
Have they done it on Gritters as well?
Oh. The Gritters, they're all called different names.
We need to know what they are. We need to know those ones. We need to know.
I'll tell you what, I'll do a bit of a Google now while you're talking. I got
do it. No, I was going to ask. So I don't know about you guys. I don't know if it's just me, but I get excited for bin day because we go through a lot of rubbish in our house, and the bins are always chock-a-block by the time it comes to be emptied. One of the most exciting times for me as a parent or as a family guy, a man who has his own house, is the first bin empty after Christmas. That is a joyful experience because the bins are chocker. You've got no more room to get any rid of your recycling. All your boxes and everything you've unwrapped over Christmas. It is a delightful day to have that bin emptied so you can fill it back up again. I don't know. Do you feel the same? Do you go through this experience?
Yeah, it's a sigh of relief when that first Christmas bin goes, because you're starting looking at like piles of things. It's like, I've crushed this down 3 times. Like there is no more room in this bin.
Yeah. Do you?
Obviously, having the different bins as well, and we can kind of tell which bin's going out.
Yes.
Because you're like, okay, that was full, and like, I think it's going to be this one and things. But do you on your street? Do you have a binfluencer?
Well,
someone who is the first person who puts the bin out, and then when they go on holiday, all the bins are out, all different colours, because no one knows what's going on.
Yes. Well, we live in a cul-de-sac, so it's quite easy for us just to wait for the first person to put theirs out and then decide what bin it is.
And you're there at the window like, oh yeah.
But my mum texts me every Monday night telling me red bin, black bin. Every Monday night. I know.
Oh,
I'm
that's
I'm
lovely.
I'm 36. I do know. I just look at the street and whatever they've got out. But she always texts me because they have the same bins where they live, but on a different day. So when it's their red bin, it's my red bin. But yeah, very, very interesting because bins cause so much controversy. So I had a brief job, I used to work for Biffa. A very brief job. I didn't work there for very long. I used to work in customer services. But it's an eye-opener to see how passionate people can be when their bins aren't emptied. When they've been skipped or the bins just disappeared off the face of the earth. It's fell in the back of the lorry or whatever. But it's a real eye-opener to see how passionate people can get when they've been skipped for whatever reason. But I love being lie detector, a bit of a Jeremy Kyle on the phone, because you could tell when they'd not put the bin out and they'd forgot. Oh, my bin's not being emptied. Yeah, I think it might have been if it had been put out. You can kind of tell them there's a bit of a lie detector on the phone.
Yeah.
But yeah, very interesting. If you could name a bin, then a bin lorry? What would you name it?
I don't know. I don't think I can beat Vin Diesel.
I mean, I've just got one that's come to mind, but it might get me into trouble. But I was going to say Osama bin Laden.
Oh, for goodness sake, John. Right, well, it's been nice doing this.
Banned.
I think that's it. We're cancelled. I tell you what, shall I pull us back with some Scottish ice gritters?
Yes, please.
Okay. These are ace. I absolutely love these. So we've got Fleetwood Mac, Spready Van Halen, Calvin Harris, Britney Spears, Taylor Drift. We've then got Gritty McGritface, Ice Sweeper Willie, Ready Spready Go, You're a Blizzard Harry, Lord Coldemort, Betty Whiteout, Elias Capaldi, Sir Attenborough. Oh, I love them, honestly. They've even got a tracker, so when they are out on the streets, you can actually track and you can see where like Taylor Drift is going around Scotland. Honestly, it just makes my day bright.
What do gritter lorry drivers do when in summer? Because they're only needed for like that little bit of the year.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
cupboard, I think
it's a seasonal job.
It's like ice cream van people.
They just have a very long holiday abroad,
What
don't
do they do in winter? You've got to earn enough money if you then have the whole of the winter season.
Yeah.
I feel like Britney Spears probably earns enough.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the originality of some of them as well. They really are ingenious.
Oh, there's loads.
This is the Mashup After Hours Podcast.
Right, well, you gave me a challenge as well, didn't you? Because
I did.
I was
We
doing ones
did.
from other countries. So this one is good. So the Traitors
Yeah.
was on.
Yes.
Yeah.
For
Traitors.
us,
Yes.
Yes.
he wanted to pay for his family to go on a pilgrimage. Well, the co-founder of Pretty Little Thing has stepped in to offer Faraz and his family a fully paid pilgrimage to Mecca.
Nice.
And I'm like, how lovely is that? The fact
That's
that, because he
amazing.
was so obviously passionate and wanted to do a really nice thing for his family, that a belief that they've got and following their religion and things. And I was like, that is really sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think that's really,
It really
lovely.
is. No, I must admit, I saw that, and it's just one of those things where you go, "Oh, that's nice," because he was wanting to do it for his family, and obviously there's a lot of faith and religion behind that, and he was very, very passionate about it, and you could see that when he was wearing certain attire, so you could actually see, right, well, that was filmed on a Sunday, sort of thing. No, I love that, and what an experience that's going to be for both him and his family to do that and feel that.
And for them to all do it together
Yeah, for
as
sure.
well.
Yeah. I don't think
I must admit, things like that is so. I'm not an atheist. I just sort of, religion is religion, and that's fine. And I don't particularly follow a particular religion. I'm not against anything. I'm just kind of like, hey, whatever floats your boat. I am happy. Whatever. I absolutely love when people have got such passionate faith for something, because it's not about what it is. It's just that genuine faith and passion for a particular thing, to want to do a particular thing, to feel whatever they're going to get out of it. And I just think, oh, that's ace. And I'm quite jealous by that. I'm envious that people can have that experience.
And I really love, I think also part of it is because obviously Faraz was so nice and came across really well. And I love when they found out that Ruby and Judy were mother and daughter, and he was like, if my mum was in it, I'd be going to hug her every minute. And I was like, he's a proper family guy. Like,
yeah. I like as well now that, you know, you have to become famous to win Traitors. I think that was like sort of series 1. But then if you look at it now, you kind of become famous just from being involved. Like, they have the fame afterwards. Like, this, even now, some of them are still like appearing on talk shows or on radio shows or whatever else, and they're doing live talks and all these different events and things. I love how they look after their, you know, I say stars, their contenders, and you know, they can build careers out of that, and that's an interesting thing, because I mean, years and years ago when reality TV and stuff was first introduced to us over here in the UK, I'm going back to like Big Brother days, you had to do something really controversial to be like well known and remembered for years and years, whereas they sort of get the limelight regardless of how far they've gone in the competition. Obviously some more than others depending on how memorable they'll be in years' times, but I love the fact that they kind of all looked after in a sense.
What I like as well is, so I think it was Joe Marler who was on the celebrity one. He said that they've still got a WhatsApp group and they're still very much talking it and stuff. And it's like, it's really nice because obviously they're all celebrities, they're all very busy, but they've been through that experience together, and that's quite a unique thing. And I just love that they're still on this. Like, on this
I don't know.
And even Claudia's in it.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
That doesn't shock me, you know.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, she gets really emotional and things towards the end, doesn't she? Like, she really
They're
does, like
children.
Yeah, she really does take it
like a family.
Yeah, you know the portraits that they have on the wall, and then she drops them on the floor.
Yeah.
So at the end of each series, every single contestant gets their portrait back, but Claudia writes them a handwritten note with it. So she will write, I loved it when you did this. This was my favourite part, like whatever. But she writes a personalised handwritten note for every single contestant. So when they get their portraits back, they've also got this note from Claudia. She's so invested in it.
That's nice, yeah.
Do they get it back with the cross on it? Or have they taken the cross off?
I think they take the cross off, from what I've seen.
I was going to say.
Because that'd be a bit mean.
Have that on the wall with big red cross.
Just a reminder, you died.
No, it's brilliant. Well done, Claire, for taking on the challenge and for doing it as well. Well done, you. Shall we have a bit of a quiz then?
It's time for a battle of brains, pride, and pure chaos. This is the head-to-head.
So, let me cast your minds back to a time when we spoke about this.
I feel like at the start of a relationship, you're like, oh no, ladies don't fart. No, like, don't burp or fart. And then you get to a point where you're like, oh, I've just farted. Yeah, exactly. You fart in front of each other.
Only natural.
It's only natural. We all do it.
Yeah. We all do it.
So it's got me thinking, I used to do a good old classic game on one of my radio shows, and we're going to play it right now. We're going to reinvent it, and it's this. The Who's Farted game. 4. Which Claire's farted? So I'm going to play you a sound of a fart, and all you've got to do is write down whether it was a male or a female fart.
Oh,
right.
God. What is this?
So I said if you... Go on.
Sorry, have you seen those videos online where they're like, guess my fart?
Yes, I have, yes.
They go, yes. And then they fart, they're like, oh,
yeah, brilliant. The one thing though, when I've done this game before, like I've said, but now I've started doing it again. I've now got into the algorithm like I've got some sort of weird fetish. So my phone now thinks that like I need to see this more often. So I'm seeing more farting videos than I need to. But I'm going to play you a sound then. Each one, or you've got to write down whether you think it's a male or a female. It is anything goes because it could be anybody, but be open-minded, all right? Be open-minded. Are you ready for fart number one?
Let's do it.
Here's fart number one.
What are we doing?
That was
What are
definitely
we actually
followed through
doing?
as well, wasn't it? But like, I mean, that has
Some
to be.
people need to see a doctor after these. That's all I'm going to say. So, male or female on that one? Here's fart number two. Do you want to listen to it again? You can't blame the floorboards.
I'm just questioning my life choice right now.
The weird thing is, right, these are all available to watch on YouTube.
No, John, the weird thing is that you have watched all of these on YouTube. That is the weird thing in this scenario.
Yeah, my algorithm's really shot to shit now, really.
You need to have a fart detox after this, don't you?
Right, fart number three, male or female? Ooh, short and sweet, that one.
Sure.
Sounds like something ripping, or you could blame the floorboard for that one.
Good.
Wasn't me.
That was the chair.
I'm just waiting for the curveball where it's one from the dog from the first Confessor.
Right, number four, male or female? Ooh, that's one you've been holding in all day, that one. That's the first thing you do when you get home from school.
I wonder if our TikTok viewers have gone down.
People on TikTok are liking it. Right, final one then. Male or female for this one? Ooh.
Ooh, very good. Oh, no, it's not.
I know, there you go.
Why is it so funny? Why are you farting?
Why
so
is
funny?
farting so funny? It's only natural. We all do it. That's what Claire Stevens said a couple of weeks ago.
It is only natural.
It
We all
is.
do
It is. It is.
But it's just so funny.
All right, have you got 5 answers down?
Yeah.
Yep.
Shall we mark them? How confident are you?
Not
I
at
don't
all.
know.
Very, very random.
Right.
You can't really tell. It's literally
No.
choice. Guess
It's a fart.
It is, yeah.
It's 50-50, isn't it?
So I'll give you a recap then. Fart number one was this one. Male or female?
Female.
I said female.
It's a male.
Oh.
Fart number two. Male or female?
Male.
I said female again.
It's female.
Yay!
Fart number three. Male or female?
I said female for the third time.
That's female.
Yay.
Male or
got
female
one.
for number four.
I put female.
I put male.
It's a male.
Oh,
I'm good
Claire,
at
you're
this
too good at
game.
this.
And then final one.
Oh no!
Male.
This podcast just took a bit of a turn, hasn't it?
Oh, you know on your little like synopsises where you're like, oh, someone says this and it's absolute chaos. This is actually chaos. I put male as well.
If someone's just joined now, they'll be like, what is going on?
Just for context for anyone that has just joined, these aren't us farting. These are sound effects from other people. Just for clarification.
Oh,
What did you put for number 5?
male.
I put male.
It's female, that one.
Oh, no.
So come on, tot 'em up. What we got?
1.
20.
Hey, Claire Stephen, you are Quizmaster for episode 8. I've set the bar really high now, though, haven't I?
Step inside. It's safe here. Mostly. anonymous confessions, cringy moments, and stories you can't unhear. Welcome to the Confession Booth.
Now, I did mention earlier, I hope you've had your tea, because if that didn't put you off, this certainly will. So brace yourselves. Dear John and the Clares, I know this is disgusting, but I genuinely reached my breaking point. I live with my boyfriend, and for reasons I still can't understand, he has no respect for the toilet. I'm talking constant skid marks every single time. And not the hoops, missed it once kind, the how did you leave it like that and walk away kind. I've asked nicely, I've entered, I've flat out said, please check the toilet after you've been. Nothing changed. So one morning, after discovering yet another crime scene, something in me snapped. I cleaned the toilet, but not with the toilet brush. I used his toothbrush.
Oh, no.
I scrubbed under the rim, around the bowl, everywhere. Then I rinsed it, popped it back in the holder, and went about my day like nothing happened. And here's the thing, I didn't feel bad. I felt calm, peaceful even. He still has no idea. He still brushes his teeth, and funnily enough, the toilet's been spotless ever since. I don't know if that makes me unhinged or a problem solver, but I needed to tell someone. Kind regards, an anonymous confessor.
Kind regards.
I mean,
I think that's the only person who said kind regards to us.
yeah, at least you signed it off quite nicely. Yeah. I mean, come on, you've got to be really, really like angry and fed up at this point. This is like seething, like boiling point sort of scenario.
It's gotta be.
But
I mean,
it is annoying when you've said
yeah.
something.
Yeah.
And you can say it in a really nice way, but then if they're not listening or they don't get it,
Yeah. I mean,
it's just like...
there are two things in this scenario that he could have done. He could have either brushed it with a toilet brush or put a bit of bleach down. Neither is a big task, really, is it?
No.
Do you know what you can do?
Go on.
I don't. Why are we talking about this? You know, before you go to the toilet, right?
Yeah.
When you get upstairs, it does involve a bit more toilet paper, but line the inside of the toilet all the way around with toilet paper.
Yeah.
And then it drops, and then when you flush, it goes with the toilet paper.
So, if you're desperate, you ain't got time to be rolling out toilet roll into the bottom of the toilet.
Well, you need
Desperate times, desperate measures.
You? You judge it, don't you? You're like, oh, I think that was a...
God.
I mean, I've heard of revenge, but this, like, it takes another level, I think, this type of revenge.
Yeah.
But
There's
it
like
is
petty
annoying.
revenge, and then there's this.
But how does he
It
not
is
know?
annoying.
How does he not know that his breath smells of shit? It's got to taste it. It's got to be something not right.
Do you think, though, if the toilet's been spotless since, do you reckon he found out and he replaced his toothbrush? Like, got the same toothbrush, replaced it, realised what had happened, and then it's been clean ever since?
That's got to have been what's happened.
Yeah.
Because that can't be a coincidence that this confessor has got to the absolute breaking point of, I'm fed up of telling him I'm doing this, and then suddenly he's all figured it out.
It's immaculate,
Yeah.
Yeah. it's
I
got
mean,
to have
she
happened.
said she did rinse his toilet brush and popped it back in the holder. So there might not be no clear evidence on the brush, but still, I'm sure there should be a distinct difference in taste.
You would have thought.
Oh, you'd be brushing your teeth thinking, this doesn't taste right, does it? This is a funny kind of mint. I don't know. It's a strange one. I mean, have you ever come to that point where you've been so revengeful for your other half for doing something that you just absolutely cannot take anymore? Like you've just thought, I'm just going to scrub the toilet with his toilet brush.
Not quite that far.
I've ever
No.
thought that.
No.
Make him sleep on the sofa. It's a lot easier. Anyway, there you go. You can have your tea again now. Pick your tea back up. Carry on eating.
Or, yeah, ban him from the bathroom for a bit and be like, well...
Yeah. I mean, yeah, interesting. I hope they've got two distinctly different toothbrushes there, because if they'd have got the same one, he could have easily have swapped it out and made her have it. So I hope they've got different colours.
She's using the
She's not realised, yeah. He's got the ultimate
If
revenge.
It is a she, it could be a he, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Mark Kelk says, in defence of people with shit breath, sometimes a virus can make your breath stink. Yeah, but he's brushing his mouth with a toothbrush that she's cleaned the toilet with, Mark. So it's a completely different scenario.
And here we see the majestic silverback emerging from the dense undergrowth. Notice how the younger males keep their distance, respecting the troop's hierarchy.
Oh, David, sorry, I'm going to have to interrupt you there. Sorry, I'm not a silverback. It's not very nice, mate.
I was referring to a gorilla.
Well, this gorilla's got 3 hours of bangers to play, so grab your binoculars and move over, Sir Speaks-a-Lot. You've had enough limelight, it's my turn now. Honestly, you OAPs, you get discounted licence fees and you still want more.
This is highly irregular.
And so's playing ABBA and Arctic Monkeys, but that's what we do here.
John's Weekend Mashup, live every Sunday from 9 a.m. on Craig's Radio.
And here we see the radio host, fumbling with the buttons. Truly a magnificent display of confusion.
This one's really sweet. I've done one similar to this, but this is proper real life. A 19-year-old took his 89-year-old grandma to prom because she never got to go to her own when she was younger.
Oh, that's lovely.
That is so sweet.
How sweet is that?
That's so sweet.
Did you go to prom? Either of you?
Yeah,
I did,
went
yeah.
to prom,
I didn't. I skipped it. Not for me.
Were you too cool?
I organised it. I was part of the school council, so I organised it, and I just thought, I left. I don't want out to do with any of them. Yeah. Goodbye.
really
See ya.
Michael Jackson actually died on my prom day. That's one of the key things I remember, like walking in and all the screens being like, Michael Jackson's been found dead. And it's like, oh my
What
God.
a spoil
But he's
sport.
watching us on TikTok.
Selfish cow.
He's honestly, he's risen.
But he's watching us on TikTok right now.
Yeah, it's there. Tee he were there. I mean, thought you were going to say Michael Jackson was at my prom. That would have been like
I was like,
next
that is
level.
impressive.
Like, where did you go for your prom?
Yeah.
Did you go to yours, Claire Pal? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you remember much about your prom? Was it good? Was it worth all the hype?
I mean, I don't remember that much about it. But I remember, I remember at the end, like everyone's shoes were in the corner of the room because, your feet hurt.
All right.
You were all on the dance floor, and then your limo or your lift would come and get you, and they'd be like, right, we need to go now because I've got 4 other bookings. So you're all like picking everything up, can't say goodbye to everyone, and you're like, let's go. Yeah. And they're all a bit like, you're like, but it's a nice evening.
I thought you said when everyone's shoes were in the corner, like you weren't allowed in the prom with your shoes on. You have to take them off at the door. No one's allowed in.
No.
Folks.
No, it's definitely
Someone's living room, like, no shoes allowed.
You might not understand that, John, but it's definitely like if you're wearing heels, your feet start hurting after a while, and you're like, these are coming off.
Yeah, I understand. It's an expensive experience, though, prom, isn't it? It's quite. I mean, you've got to have a limo. You don't have to have a limo, but people now go the extra level, don't they? They have sports cars and everything else.
Yeah.
Fire engines.
When I was younger, the whole point was to get a limo so you and like 7 mates could all go together. But students now turn up on their own, and they come in sports cars and lorries and helicopters. Last year we had a student.
Helicopters?
We've had students come in helicopters. Last year we had students come in the back of a police car, like handcuffed up and everything. We've had students come on horses. That's a really popular one. Go-karts.
Wow.
All sorts. But yeah, they don't come together anymore. They come in individual, in random cars, which I never get. Like, go with your mates.
You want to
like,
go with your friends, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember at my prom, someone turned up in the Scooby-Doo van.
Nice.
Wow.
Mystery machine.
Next level.
And lots of fire engines.
It sounds like an episode of My Big Fat Gypsy Wedding, to be honest. I mean, these are like really extravagant proms.
Yeah,
Yes,
but also the thing is, you've got the dress. Now, when I was at school, when it was my prom, the bigger the better. It was like a meringue.
Big goof.
Whereas now it's very sleek. But, there can be quite expensive. Then you've got to get your hair done, your makeup, your nails, a lot of girls got fake tan and things. And you're like, but it's just for 4 hours.
Yeah. I feel like the boys don't have the same approach to proms though, like ladies do, like the girls do. They really
nice suit and that's it.
Yeah, just a suit. Don't matter how I get there.
And then they can roll that suit out when they go to a wedding or a job interview or whatever. Whereas women are like, no, I need a new outfit for every wedding I go to.
I already know that there's students that have spent more on their prom dress than what I've spent on my wedding dress.
It's just giving me an idea. How much is a typical child expecting to spend on a prom?
Because you also have to pay for like your prom ticket as well, don't you? So
yeah. I'm all right. Let's try and work this out. So for a female, your prom ticket's probably about £50. Your hiring a car is probably a couple of hundred. So let's say like 250, 300 quid. The dress. Potentially up to 1,000. So now you're looking at about 1,500. Yeah. Then hair and makeup, that's going to be probably an extra 100 quid, depending if you're having tan or if you're having highlights or extensions, maybe even 200 or 300. Mm-hmm. I reckon they're probably spending best part of £2,000 for a prom.
For one night, 4 hours.
So I don't know. So this is from 2025. This is a website called happyprom.co.uk. It says here, according to recent reports, the average cost of a UK prom for a child, for a girl, can be around £400 to £1,000, right? Just for a female, for a girl. But for a boy, 240 quid.
I think that's more than what most spend, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I don't think lads would probably spend that much, to be honest. You can get a cheap suit now from Matalan or wherever. But that's a real eye-opener. I mean, we've gone from reducing school uniforms down to kids now costing us more money for a prom.
Yeah. But when so obviously I said that I left school. Went to one school for year 7 and 8 and then left. So obviously I went to a different prom to my friends from the first school. But at their prom, a lot of them had got very similar dresses because they'd got them from like the same shop. So some of them had a straight across neckline and some of them had the exact same dress but a V. And they said the number of people who were like, you've got my dress on. I'm like, and they were like, it's ruined my night. And I'm like,
oh wow.
Oh, not obviously my friends didn't say
yeah,
but there were people saying that, and you're just like, it's 4 hours. You wearing it once. Yeah. Although I have to say, I still have my prom dress at my mum and dad's, and I can't part with it. I'm never going to wear it again. I probably can't fit in it now.
I'll never fit in it. I won't even get a leg in mine.
But I don't want to part with it.
No, memories.
Yeah, and also, like I said,
you could pass it down. If ever you have kids, you could pass it down. If you have a girl.
Yeah.
No, you just don't want kids. I don't blame you. Don't get them. No.
No, they won't want it.
No. Right, Mark Kelks put, going back to the revenge story or confession, he's put, my ex-wife on finding out that I was having an affair pissed in my aftershave. How did she do it? I mean, that's some next level skill.
That's good aim.
Yeah, that
is very good aim.
If you can't screw the top off, how has she managed that? Interesting, I like it.
Also, that would have been you'd have sprayed it and then it just dribbled down.
It's gone off a bit. I think it's gone a bit off this one. Oof.
Yeah, what's happened to you?
Just yellow stains on your white shirt.
Stay tuned. More from the Mashup After Hours podcast coming up.
Just a reminder then, the question of the week, if you could go on holiday anywhere in the world, where would you go? Keep them coming. I've got a few already. But yeah, please let us know for the question of the week. We'll do that at the end. Right, Tuva Claire, do you want to go next?
Yeah, so it's actually really weird that you mentioned the question of the week because my second news story is linked to the question of the week.
Okay.
So a British police officer has ditched her job to move to Dubai with her partner, and they claim they have tripled their income in a year.
Wow.
So former copper said, it was a massive decision leaving the police, and I had lots of questions from friends and family asking if it was the right thing to do. But in life, you have to take risks. The weather, for one, instantly makes everything better. It's genuinely so safe here. For me, maybe it's because I work for police before, but the level of crime and the difference in safety in Dubai is such a high contrast to the UK. I have no worry at all any part of the day that anything is going to happen. We work in cafes and restaurants now, and you can leave your laptop and your phone in place while you go to the toilet. People will not even look at it. People want to help as much as they can. We're working hard, but a better work-life balance. So, would you move to Dubai if it tripled your income?
Nope.
I think it's a very different world in Dubai. I understand why a lot of people are going to Dubai. A lot of events now, like boxing and other various sporting events, are all sort of Dubai-based, Saudi Arabia, all of that kind of thing. But the way of living is very, very different to over here. The punishment system and things like that. I mean, I thought it was quite ironic when you said that the ex-police officer was being basically interrogated by his family to why he wanted to go over to Dubai. I thought that were quite ironic. But yeah, I mean, whatever floats your boat. I mean, it's like, I think you go anywhere in the world, it's a different way of living everywhere you go. If you went to Italy, if you went to Spain, you went to Greece, wherever. Even if you went to the States, it's all completely different to home. Some people adapt quite well to that way of living. They find that's better than over here. But for me, I'm a bit of an home bird. I do like to go abroad, but although we whinge and moan about it on the podcast, how the country's being run, it's not that bad of a place to live, really.
No.
And I feel like
I get that.
There's a difference from going somewhere on holiday to living somewhere as well, isn't there?
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people are like, oh, I really like going to this. I go here every year and whatever. But actually, they won't want to live there just because it's very different.
Yeah. I think we all love to go away, but we all look forward to coming home, don't we, by the end?
Yeah.
I mean,
for sure.
if you go for like 2 weeks, normally by the week and a half, you're thinking, I can't wait to get home in my own bed and have my TV and just all the home comforts that you get used to. Some people don't. They just think, I'm going to live here for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, I like living in the UK. As much as we whinge and moan about it, I don't think I could adapt to places like Dubai because they've got some silly rules and things, haven't they? Silly laws.
I did genuinely consider this at one point. So, during COVID, so the first lockdown, me and my ex actually split up, and it was a very, very turbulent time, and I was having to sell the house, and I was like, well, what do I actually want to do? Like, where do I want to go? And your head's upside down and stuff. And I genuinely looked into jobs in Dubai because I know a few of my friends have gone out, worked for a few years, earned enough money to come back and basically buy a house, like outright almost, because of how much money they were saving, because they weren't really going out, they weren't doing a lot of socializing. All of their income is tax-free, and teachers get paid very, very well there. And I did genuinely look at it, and I did genuinely consider going across. And as life have it, I didn't, and it's not something that I would consider
No.
At the moment. Even if my other half now said, "Oh yeah, let's do it," I would be like, "No, it's not for me." But no, I genuinely did fought for that income, even if it was just for a few years, just for the income.
Yeah.
But yeah, some of my friends are actually in the process of moving over there now.
Wow.
He's left his job. She was self-employed, worked in beauty and sold all of her business and everything, and they're moving out to Dubai, which, I mean, power to you, go for it.
I'm just going to give you a couple of reasons why we would never be able to go to Dubai, just purely from what I've discovered from doing this podcast with you both. One of them doesn't apply, and that's public displays of affection. You can't kiss, hug, or hold hands in public. It's considered a crime, potentially leading to detention or deportation. Swearing in gestures, so swearing using abusive language or rude gestures like the middle finger in public can result in fines, imprisonment, or a deportation. This one's an interesting one. Poppy seeds. Possessing poppy seeds, often found on bread, is forbidden and can lead to severe penalties due to their classification. Eating, drinking, or chewing gum on public transport and in stations is strictly forbidden and subject to fines. Ramadan restrictions. During the holy month of Ramadan, eating, drinking, or smoking in public during daylight hours is forbidden. And social media, online content, we'd be out of it on this one. It's criticising the government, individuals, or posting offensive content online is illegal. They're just some of the silly, strict laws in Dubai.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, like I said, a completely different place to live.
You have to be careful with clothing as well, don't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And like what you wear, you have to make sure you cover.
Yeah, so modest dress, revealing clothing in public spaces such as malls is discouraged and can be considered offensive. There's too much for us, what we're used to go into that sort of... We'd have to be very cautious. Everything you say, do, everything, you'd have to be extremely cautious about. I don't think I could adapt to it. I do know people that have gone on holiday and absolutely love it there, but then they come home. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you could live anywhere in the world, then if you could move to any place, if you had to, where would you choose?
Well, it's difficult, isn't it? Because obviously, like we said, places are very different from going on holiday to living there.
Yeah.
And I suppose there's a lot of places that I haven't been, so it's difficult to then say. I have lived and worked abroad twice.
Okay.
I have lived and worked in Turkey, and I lived and worked in Corsica. So I've kind of done that, and they were amazing. I had the time of my life, and I'd definitely recommend it to anybody going for a season or whatever, because that's what I did. But yeah, I don't know if I could.
See, for me, I know it's the same country, but when I go there, I always feel like it feels like a different place. And that sort of Cornwall area, particularly St. Ives, I think it's the most beautiful place I've ever been to. And I've been to a lot of places abroad and stuff. But the life down there is so much more relaxed and just, I don't know, you feel a bit more freer, like you can just breathe a little easier, and just life's just a lot calmer down there. And it's in the same country, and that's a bizarre thing to say because it's 6 hours away from here, give or take, in the car. But yeah, for me, that would be the one place if I could live anywhere would be like St. Ives, because one, it's picturesque, it's beautiful. And like I said, the living down there is just completely different. It's weird, isn't it?
Would you cope with all of the tourists though? Because that would drive me insane.
Yeah, I mean,
if that was my actual hometown.
I don't think I'd want to be
all these people. I would be like, oh, what are you doing here? This is my area.
But also, it's seasonal, isn't it?
It is,
so, in winter it will be really quiet.
Yeah,
and a lot of places in Cornwall and places like that. A lot of the homes, people buy them and then they have them as Airbnbs or rent them out, so then people aren't in them.
Yeah,
a lot of the time they're empty.
Yeah.
Especially winter and stuff. And it's so. What would it then be like?
Almost like a ghost town in winter.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Keenan says. Keenan says Scotland for me, Aberdeen, and thanks for all the gifts as well, Keenan. We appreciate it. Thank you. Go on then, Claire. Where would you? You love Cornwall, don't you?
Which Claire?
You, Claire.
Just making sure.
I mean, I was going to say I've never been to Cornwall. I don't know if I love it or not.
No, I adore Cornwall. It was where we went every single year as a kid.
Yeah.
I have such fond memories. It's where me and Will said that we loved each other for the first time. It's so many good memories. And I completely agree, John. You almost breathe easier. That sea breeze just helps.
Yeah.
And I also have that same thing with Scotland. My best friend lives up in Scotland, and whenever I go and see her, you just stand outside and you take a big breath in, you go, oh, this is ace.
Yeah.
But weirdly, one of my favorite places on the planet, and I say this to the students every time we go, so I'm very lucky that I go on a school trip to LA every 2 years. And as part of the trip, we go to Santa Monica Pier, and I stand them on the pier, and every single time I go, right, ladies and gents, welcome to my favourite place on the entire planet. And it's just because the first time I ever went, it was me, my mum, my sister, and it was gorgeous weather, and there were people just sort of doing exercise, like going on bike rides on the seafront and playing volleyball on the beach, and it was just very relaxed vibes, and everyone was happy and chilled and all stuff like that. And I was like, oh, I love it here. And that was the first time that I've ever been on holiday and gone, I could really live here. I could definitely see myself living in an environment like this.
Yeah.
With that said, I couldn't work in a school in America.
No, different.
Because from what I've heard, it is brutal.
Yeah.
brutal working as a teacher in America. But yeah, Santa Monica, I fell in love with that place when I went, and I couldn't really tell you why. I just did.
Yeah. So places like that scare me because of their access to guns and things like that. I'd love to go on holiday there and experience that, but then just sort of living on eggshells all the time and just being scared of your own life all the time wherever you go just would sort of put me off, which is another aspect of why I like it here. Yeah, okay, we do hear about people getting shot and stabbed and whatever else, but not as much as you do over in places like the States and stuff. But yeah, I think it's an interesting one. I mean, I don't feel like, because we're so young as well, like when you get to like retirement age, everybody either wants to find their retirement home or go and live abroad and live that lifestyle. And I think until you get to that age where you're kind of considering, well, I've had enough of the UK now, I'm sick of having rain every day and I want sun every day. Maybe we're too young to make that decision yet. I don't know. But it's an interesting one. It is an interesting one. We'll come back to, obviously, holidays and where we would go if we could at the end. But I'll give you my final news story then. And this one might be the most unhinged pub story I've ever come across. I know a few months ago you went to the Greg's pub, I do remember, yes. Claire. Yeah, which was quite unique, very, very special. But this one is deep on the edge of Dartmoor National Park in Devon. It sits what's been dubbed Britain's weirdest pub. It's the Highwayman Inn, and honestly, the title barely covers it, so get ready for this one. From the moment you pull into the car park, you're greeted by a 7-foot-tall red stiletto heels, and instead of CCTV watching you, there's a fire-breathing dragon on the roof. Just getting to the front door is an experience. You pass a giant shoe, a Cinderella-style carriage you can actually sit in, and a pub sign hand-painted by a man, plot twist, who later turned out to be a convicted murderer. Inside, things somehow get even stranger. You're immediately confronted by a statue of Tutankhamun in a narrow corridor, followed by a full-scale recreation of a 19th century whaling ship, complete with an original door salvaged from the Lincolnshire coast and a lurking sea monster, obviously. The pub itself dates back to 1282, but its transformation into a surreal museum meets boozer began in the late 1950s when it was bought by Rita and Buster Jones. When started as a struggling, unremarkable pub, slowly turned into a decades-long labour of love. Their daughter Sally, now in her 70s, still runs the place and says there's no real theme. If she likes something, it goes up. Over the years, that's included mermaids, air raid sirens, wagon wheels turned into banisters, blacksmith's bellows turned into tables, and a 6-foot minotaur lurking in a grotto. She reckons women love the minotaur, men not so much, and every inch of the pub is covered in artefacts, and Sally doubles as both landlady and historian with a story for almost everything, including the time they knowingly ousted an ex-prisoner who painted their sign only to find out the past from a probation officer the next day. Celebrities have popped in over the years too, including Ronnie Wood, Spike Milligan and Jenny Agutter, presumably all leaving thinking, what on earth did I just witness? Sally doesn't mind the pub being called Britain's weirdest. She said it's not for everyone, but the feedback's been overwhelmingly positive. And honestly, if you go into the pub, you may as well encounter a dragon, a minotaur and a whaling ship on the way to the bar. I mean, that's quite unique. But you must go in and think, bloody hell, this is a bit of a, where am I? Like,
I genuinely thought you were describing a set from Harry Potter.
Yeah,
like,
to be fair, you could.
100%.
Yeah, I mean,
they're just walking down Diagon Alley, and then suddenly they walk past a minotaur, and that is what
it is. Honestly,
my brain left because I'm like, I've gone to Hogwarts. I'm disappeared now.
It is like a museum. I mean, I've seen photos of some of the stuff that's on display in this pub, and you just think, what? There's no theme to it. It's just absolutely bonkers. It's like a dream. It's like when you have a dream where everything spills into one dream of the things that you've watched throughout the week. It's like a collaboration of like everything that you've seen and watched throughout the week into one. So yeah, it is a bit of a crazy place. Have you ever been to somewhere as wild as that, or as you can imagine as wild as that?
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think
theme parks and things come to mind. I mean, like Fancy Island at Skegness is quite bonkers, and like you look around thinking, wow, this is really surreal, and it's great on the eye, it's amazing. But I couldn't imagine going into a pub, like a random pub in the middle of... somewhere and it just be like,
Do you know
But
one
I
of the
don't do
weirdest
theme
places?
parks either.
Yeah,
so, like,
I'm not great. But one of the weirdest places. Have you ever been to the Rainforest Cafe?
no.
So it's a chain of restaurants, and they've got one in Doncaster actually near the wildlife park. And you go in, and it's really really dark, and it's like you're in a rainforest. But every now and again, there's like a thunderstorm, and all of these like mechanical animals all come out and start screaming and shouting and like shaking the trees, and it's so bizarre.
do you get wet?
No, no, not that I remember. But it's like the sensory experience of it. I tell you what, maybe that's an idea for our little road trip.
Yes, maybe we need to go and visit.
Yeah, but it's that's the kind of thing, and it's like an immersive dining experience. But it's just bizarre because you're just eating your chips, and then suddenly there's and then everyone starts screaming and shouting.
What?
It's odd.
Wow. I mean,
Yeah.
this blows my mind, but I mean, this is quite next level. A cat cafe blows my mind. Like a cafe with just cats just rolling around. That just blows my mind. So I couldn't imagine what this would do to my senses if I walked in. I'd be like, what the? I mean, I'm just come here for a pint. How can I, like, what the? You know what I mean? You'd just be forever just looking around. It would be non-stop. I mean, one good aspect to it, it's great publicity because it's unique. It's not your bog standard pub. It's not where you just go and have a pint of Carlin and be talking about what you've been doing for a week. You'd be looking around and walking around thinking, what the hell? And you'd talk about it. People would then go. It's great. It's the first time I've ever heard about it. It's the first article I've ever seen about it. It's the first time I've ever seen photos about it. But I would definitely recommend looking it up and having a look at some of the random things that they've got. And I'm not exaggerating on the big stiletto in the car park. It's so random. Then a dragon on the roof and you're thinking, what? Hold on a minute. Is it meant to be? Like, yeah, so bizarre. So bizarre.
Every week, we throw out a question. And you lot never disappoint. This is the question of the week.
So just a reminder what our question of the week was. If you could go on holiday anywhere in the world, where would you go? Have you had time to think about this? Have you got a place in mind or a place you've been to that you'd love to go to again?
I mean, I've already answered this one. I jumped the gun.
Yeah.
I don't know because I'm not great at, like, I don't mind going on a plane, but I get really restless after a few hours. So I'd be really bad on a long haul. A bit like you, John, I'm quite a home bird. I like my home. I like my home comforts. And I'm a bit of a creature of habit as well. But I love being by the sea. I absolutely love being by the sea and walking on the beach and things like that. So I think I'd probably have to live somewhere by the sea. But then, like we said, you get loads of tourists, but then it's really quiet and stuff in winter. But then would I want to live by the sea in winter when it's, you know?
I don't know. I often think, you know, people that live near the sea, no matter where they are in the world, do you think they take it for granted? I often think about that when I go to the seaside or wherever I'm going, and I think people don't. I bet people don't even walk along the seafront like we do. Every time we go for a little walk, I bet it's just like,
it's a bit like going to London.
Yeah,
like people who've lived there all their life, they've never been on the London Eye. They've not done the touristy thing.
Yeah.
So I wonder if.
Yeah. I mean, it's one place that I couldn't live. I'd be adamant on saying I could not. I like going to a city. I like going and experiencing it, but then I like coming home for the peace and quiet and the normality.
100%.
I couldn't live in a city. That's a definite. For me, I mean, I love Greece. I think that is a beautiful country. I love the people. There's no particular place I'd say I think I'd want to live, but I think if you ever got the chance to sort of live or go on holiday and live, then that'd be the place. But I mean, in terms of holidays, I mean, anywhere really. I'm really not picky. I mean, like I said, we're going to Wales at the end of the month. It'll be the first time we've been there. It might be the last time. But I'm genuinely like, I just like to be in a different four walls, but then I like the opportunity of coming home when enough is enough. Like I couldn't be there for a long period.
Are you going to Barry Island?
I mean, we may do. We never know. It might happen. Go and see where Gavin and Stacey live.
Because there's actually a Gavin and Stacey tour, isn't there?
Is there?
There is.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think you can get on Dave Coaches and it takes you around. Yeah, it shows you like the houses that they used and
Yeah. Keenan says Benidorm every time for him for his holiday.
Do you know what? I've heard a lot of people
Never
say
been.
that.
I've never been.
Never been.
We were supposed to be going this year, but we're not going. But we would love to go. I think it's one of those places you go with friends. Like you're going to go and have a good time and experience it. You've got to go with friends. Right. Some of the people have replied. So Rachel Moore says Japan, the food, the culture, the chaos, all of it. I have spoken to somebody recently who said they went to Japan. Says it's a weird place, but such an experience.
And very clean, I think.
Yes, apparently very clean.
Yes.
Steve Harris says the Maldives, overwater villa, no emails, no people. I like it. Again, this for me would be a place I'd like to go on holiday, but I definitely couldn't live. Amy Collins says New York at Christmas. I want the lights, the ice skating, and the movie magic. I bet that's an experience, especially like for New Year's Eve. I bet that's phenomenal. Dan Roberts says New Zealand, mountains, lakes, and space to breathe. Beautiful place. Kelly Price says Italy, good food, good wine, and zero rush. Mark Benson says Iceland, the Northern Lights, hot springs, and dramatic landscapes. I don't think I'd cope well with the cold, me. I'm not a big fan.
Do you know what?
See,
I went with
love
a
to go to
friend in
Iceland.
2017.
Yeah.
And actually, it was like, I think one day it was, I can't remember if it was 3 or -3.
Wow.
I unzipped my coat because we have a very damp air. They had whatever. They're very different to us, and actually it felt quite warm.
It's the humidity, isn't it, that changes?
Yeah, it didn't feel.
Yeah.
They didn't have the humidity, and actually it didn't feel like it was -3.
Yeah.
It was quite nice. So I mean, obviously you have to wrap up and have your coat, but I was unzipping my coat because it was getting,
Yeah.
getting warm.
Laura Jenkins says Disney World. No shame. I want the rides and the snacks. There's one coming to the UK, isn't there? Tom Walker. Yeah, it's going to be in London, I think. Is it? It's London Way.
I learnt something about Disneyland and Disney World that I really hope is true.
Go on.
So Disneyland is called Disneyland because it's LA in land and it's in LA.
Yeah.
And Disney World is world with OR, which is Orlando.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
I see.
But there's a Disneyland.
Don't ruin it, Claire.
I
Don't
was
ruin
going to
it.
say.
What's the one in France
that's
called?
Made up by Joe Lycett.
I just really hope this is true because I'm like, I really wish that someone really thought about that. It
Well, it's
probably
like,
hasn't. Don't ruin it for me.
Yeah.
It's like Flow Rider, isn't it?
Yeah.
The singer.
From
'Cause he
Florida.
likes Florida.
Yeah.
Low. Tom Walker, this would be my ideal, to be fair. A road trip across the USA, just driving with no real plan. RV, all the states, that'd be amazing.
Route 66.
Yeah, definitely. Anna Lewis says Greece, sunshine, clear water, and doing absolutely nothing. Chris Dalton said South Africa, safari, scenery, and something totally different. Sophie Turner says Bali, yoga, beaches, and pretending I've got my life together. Mike O'Connor says Scotland's Highlands, peace, quiet, and fresh air. Hema Patel says Thailand, amazing food, beautiful places, and proper value for money. Ben Foster says Canada, mountains, lakes, and wildlife everywhere. And finally, Claire Morgan says anywhere warm where I don't have to cook or clean. I like it. Yeah, to be fair, that's the only reason why we go away, isn't it? No cooking, no cleaning, go all inclusive, easy peasy, get your room cleaned every other day. Perfect. That is it, ladies. Episode 7 in the can. Only 3 more episodes for this series, 8, 9, and 10. Don't forget, if you are wanting to watch us live in person, it is now moved to March 7th, live on TikTok at 6 p.m. on that Saturday evening. We will be together for the first time in 10 episodes. In fact, for the first time, I think, in history, because we've never all been in the same room together, all 3 of us. So this will be an interesting one.
And I've never actually been in a room with Claire.
No, exactly. Yeah, and I've never been in the room with both of you together. Yeah. So there you go. Sounds weird, that. Anyway...
Sounds like a family reunion.
Yeah.
Like family.
Yeah, we'll leave it there. Let's not downgrade the episode any more than we already have. Let's not have an inquest. Right, okay, so thank you so much, guys, for watching on TikTok. Thank you for listening as well. Anyway, right, ladies, thank you so much. You want to say goodbye?
Goodbye.
Bye. See you guys. Love you. Bye.
Love the chaos of the mashup after hours? Then don't miss John's Weekend Mashup. Live every Sunday from 9 a.m. on Crags Radio and on TikTok.